Before we start this video, on behalf of Street Legendz, we would like to thank you for helping us reach 1,000 subscribers. We definitely appreciate your support and feedback. If you have any legends that you would like us to present, then drop it in the comments. Every street got a legend. Some made it out, some didn't. And some, like Aundre Bonds, tasted both success and the struggle. From the streets of South Central to the big screen, and then back behind bars. This is the rise and fall of Aundre Bonds, the actor, the survivor, the street soul. Born March 19, 1976, Aundre Bonds grew up in the heart of South Central Los Angeles. This wasn't Hollywood. This was survival. The kind of neighborhood that teaches you how to move fast, talk tough, and defend yourself young. He was the oldest of 8 children, raised in a world of gang politics, poverty, and pain, without a father or male role model in the house. Aundre didn't have much, but what he did have was heart. He had dreams, though, big ones. He didn't want to just be another kid on the corner. He wanted to tell stories, not just live them. He started selling candy in Hollywood to make a living for himself and his family. While being in Hollywood, he ran into a lot of celebrities who supported his hustle. One of those celebrities happened to be comedian and actor Martin Lawrence. Martin gave Aundre $100 and even invited him inside of his studio to hang out behind the scenes. Aundre was ecstatic. And soon he was bit by the acting bug and wanted to pursue a career in acting. One day, while selling candy in Hollywood, he caught the attention of a talent agent who took a liking to Aundre and wanted to work with him. From that day on, history was made, and Aundre Bonds' life changed forever. By the mid-90s, Aundre started making noise, not in the streets, but on screen. His first major role? Tales from the Hood in 1995, a cult classic. Then came Sunset Park in 96, Get on the Bus, and The Wood in 99. That role? That's what made folks remember his face. Stacy. A real one. Hood, but solid. The kind of character that lived in every hood across America. Aundre wasn't acting. He was living. That's why people connected with him. That's why the streets respected him. In 2001, just as his career was about to reach the next level, everything came crashing down. A deadly argument with his aunt's boyfriend turned into tragedy. Bonds was charged with manslaughter. That one night cost him 10 years of his life. 10 years gone. Just like that. At the time, he was supposed to star in Antwon Fisher. That could have changed the game for him. Instead, he was locked down, a rising star, now behind bars.
Got into a altercation that was unprovoked by myself. With my aunt's boyfriend in 2001. I just booked a movie, got hired by Denzel Washington to play in Antwon Fisher. I was excited, I'm 2 weeks away from, filming basically, and I go to my auntie house always, check on my family, give them, a little money. And this day, her boyfriend, I guess he was having a bad time in his life, and I pulled up and playing loud music, triggered something in him. He came and he attacked me. And words or nothing. Just I defended myself, couldn't win, and wind up pulling a knife and getting stabbing him one time, and he died. Stayed there trying to help him, waited for the ambulance, and he lost his life. And I ended up getting convicted and went to trial and got manslaughter. The jury found me guilty of manslaughter.
So he attacks you and you pull out a knife, self-defense, and then he basically runs into the knife?
Well, no, he didn't run into the knife. When I pulled up and he was attacking me and I'm trying to defend myself, I couldn't get him, you know what I mean? So I ran in the house and I grabbed the knife. When I came back out, he came at me again. And this time when he approached me and he swung, I stuck the knife out, and he got hit in the chest. And he knocked me down again. He was standing over me. And he started, you know, he didn't know he was stabbed. I didn't even know he was stabbed until I seen him. I looked up and I seen a line on his chest, and I seen him, you know, he was walking around and he started grabbing the gate and shaking it. Then he turned around and I walked up to him and he sat down. I told somebody to grab the water hose. I tried to run water on him and called the ambulance. Somebody called the ambulance. They called and the brother died in my arms. And
right, because I guess you were holding him.
Yeah, I was holding him when he passed in my arms.
And I guess you were saying, please don't die.
Of course.
Keep on breathing.
I thought it was a night. I really literally thought I was dreaming, but it was not a dream.
So you're already realizing what had just happened.
Yeah.
And the gravity of it is starting to hit you.
Crazy, yeah.
The police show up.
Ambulance came first.
The ambulance comes.
They get him and they trying to work on him, put him in the ambulance. I'm still sitting there. They take off with him. And next the police came. And when the police came.
Did you think to run at that point?
Nah.
No. Police came. They arrest you.
They just came and picked me up, put me in handcuffs, because other people were saying that's, you know, it was more people there. I was in a state of shock. I was not really even there. It was just unbelievable, man. I couldn't believe what was happening.
So you get arrested and then you get charged.
Yes, I get charged.
You get a lawyer.
First, I get an attorney, yes.
You bail out?
No, I didn't bail out.
Oh,
I stayed in, no.
Did they offer you a bail?
I had no bail.
Well, why is that?
Well, because it was the first time I had no bail. You only get a bail after you go to trial and arraignment, and then they gave me like $1 million and some bail. I didn't have $1 million and some.
Well, you'd have to have 100,000.
Yeah, well, I didn't have that at that time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I stayed up in jail when I fought my case for a year and about a month.
I mean, but did you get a real lawyer?
I got a real attorney, yeah.
Okay.
When I just didn't bail out.
Okay. And were they offering you plea deals along the way?
They offered me a plea deal. I didn't take it.
Like, what did they originally charge you with?
First degree premeditated murder, because they said I went in the house. And by me going in the house, that was premeditated, even though it was in the heat of a physical altercation.
Okay, but that wasn't going to hold.
They knew that. I mean, when I was in the police station, the first thing they told me, you're not gonna do forever. That's what they told me. He said, you're gonna do some time. I was like, man, well, you know, it is what it is. As far as I was willing, and, you know, I have to pay for my actions, you know, no matter if it's in the heat of the moment or not.
Yeah.
If something happened, your ass gotta.
I mean, had you done jail time before then?
Never. Not like prison time, not just real jail time.
Jail time here.
Just like the little issue that I had with my first girlfriend.
Like
and
overnight kind of.
Yeah, there wasn't nothing major.
So now you're facing some actual real prison time.
Yeah.
You get a lawyer and you spend a year in the county fighting this case.
Yeah.
Right before the trial, what did they offer you as a plea deal?
12 years.
12 years.
11 years plus one for the weapon, 12 years.
Manslaughter.
Manslaughter.
But you turned it down.
Turned it down.
Why?
I guess, I don't know. I can't answer that question. God, I guess, didn't want me to take no deals, make no deals.
Okay. So you take it to trial.
I took it to trial.
And it gets to the jury. And the jury actually finds you guilty.
Of manslaughter.
Of manslaughter.
Not guilty on first degree, not guilty on second degree, guilty on the lesser charge.
Manslaughter means that someone died, but you didn't plan to kill
It
him.
wasn't.
It was someone just
malice
died.
or forethought, premeditation.
Right.
It was in the heat of the moment.
Like drunk driving would be manslaughter.
Absolutely. It
So
wasn't
if someone dies, if you're drunk driving, you didn't plan to kill him, but your actions caused the death, so therefore...
So you held accountable.
You're held accountable.
Yeah.
How did you feel when they told you 10 years? Well, actually, I mean, first you're found guilty, and then the sentencing comes later, right?
When they said not guilty on first degree murder, not guilty on second degree murder, I felt relief.
Okay.
Because I knew that my intention wasn't murder. I didn't go there looking to kill nobody.
Right.
However, I did, I wanted to be held responsible. And I knew that if I got manslaughter, God willing, I don't get first or second because that's life.
Oh, so first and second is both life?
Both life. You're not getting out, period. However, when I heard manslaughter, I was thankful, because I still have a opportunity, you know what I mean? And so the judge dismissed the jury, didn't allow them to sentence me because by law, I was supposed to be found, if I was found guilty, my sentence was to be handed down by the jury, not the judge, because I had a trial. And the judge dismissed my jury, and he gave me the maximum sentence.
Oh, the jury could have given you a lower sentence.
The max they could have gave me was 7 years.
Why did the judge do that?
Why do the judges do all the shit they do to us in court?
So you think it was personal to a certain degree?
It's always personal when it's a young black man in court.
But even one that's clearly an asset to society, doing movies that the judge may have seen and all that.
Denzel wrote a letter on behalf of me.
Right.
John Lussenhop, the director of Lockdown and Takers, he came and spoke on my behalf as a character witness. My mother, my community, my people in my community, neighbors, the church, pastors, people that know me came. I had so many people. It was not one. And when I say this, I mean not one person in that courtroom that was against me, not even from the victim's family, because the mother knew me, my character, my person, the victim's mother. And no one was in there to say, not one.
Were there any witnesses, though, that testified?
It was witnesses that testified, and they all testified on my behalf.
On your behalf,
yeah.
Okay.
And
but the judge turned around and still gave you the maximum.
Got the maximum sentence.
How did you feel when you heard the judge say 10 years?
Well, he said 11. 10 plus 1 is 11 with 85%. My family started crying and everybody, but I didn't. I felt like, man, I got to do this. Let me go do this. And that's it. I felt relief and I felt grateful and thankful that, God gave me mercy and had mercy on me and saw it and knew the truth. And it was revealed.
Okay. So then you go from county to the penitentiary. And you're how old at the time?
25.
Very young man.
Yes.
You're 25 years old. You now go into the penitentiary, but you're not a typical inmate. Like, everybody knows who you are. Yeah. You're a movie star. Were you put in PC?
No.
Why is that?
I never felt who gonna protect me other than God Almighty? Allah is my only protector. So that's how I feel, that's how I felt, and I knew that. So I was like, man, if I'm gonna go through this, I gotta go through it. And I don't wanna be around a gang of, people that got the type of jackets that's on people in PC.
Snitches, pedophiles, dirty cops.
I'm cool on all that.
Yeah.
I'll deal with the real
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like? Here you are, 25 years old in penitentiary, and people probably looking at you like, motherfucker, why are you here? Like,
I got tested, like, handled. People approached me, try to see if I was real or, a pushover, and I handled my business, as any man would. Ain't nobody pushed me over, I can tell you that.
Aundre got out in 2011, older, wiser, scarred, but still standing. He came back to acting in films like Gangster Squad, Imperial Dreams. He even returned as Stacy in the movie Dope and had a big role in the hit TV series Snowfall as Scully. But it ain't been easy. Hollywood don't forget your past. And sometimes, neither do the streets. Bonds has spoken on how jail changed him, how fame is temporary, but pain sticks. Aundre Bonds was more than an actor. He was a reflection of the hood, talented, tough, and torn between two worlds. He fell, but he never gave up. This ain't just a Hollywood story. It's a street story. And like we always say, every city and street got a legend. If you like this episode and want to see more episodes about Street Legendz, then click the like and subscribe.